Good morning, boys. Welcome to my online class. This is Shubroto, your chemistry lecturer. Today, we talk about chapter 10. The name of the chapter is Acid-Base Balance. Here, we discuss about the definition of acid, properties of acid, some special property of acid-base, and special properties of base, alkali, and so on. In this chapter, we also discuss about pH scale, the pH range, uh, when the solution is acidic, the range of pH, and when the solution is basic, the range of pH, the lower value of pH and the higher value of pH, acid rain, ppm, ppb, and so on. Then we go to the class. You have to memorize or you have to study this chapter more and more to answer the question. Okay? Then the first topic of this chapter is the definition of acid. Here we discuss the first definition of acid. Acid is a kind of chemical which, when dissolved in water, it will evolve or it will decompose to H plus ion. Okay, it will decompose to H plus ion. Okay, H plus ion means hydrogen ion. The another name of hydrogen ion is proton. Why this is called proton? Because we know that the mass number of hydrogen is 1 and the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. That means it have only one proton in its nucleus, no neutron. So when the electron is go through from the outermost shell, it have only one proton in its nucleus. There is no electron and there is no neutron in hydrogen ion. That means it have only one proton. That is why the name of this ion is proton. Okay, the example of some acid are HCl, H2SO4. The name of the acid is hydrochloric acid and the name of the acid is sulfuric acid. Okay, now we discuss about some another definition of acid. Here it is the main definition of acid. Some definition are given by some scientists, which is also the definition of some acid. First we discuss about a first scientist means who developed a definition of acid about acid. Firstly, the Arrhenius definition of acid. Okay, the Arrhenius definition is the substance which dissolve in water and produce H plus ion is called acid. Okay, that means this definition is given by Arrhenius. In aqueous solution, acid give H plus ion. Okay, other definition of acid are given by Bronsted-Lowry. The definition of that acid is called proton definition. Okay, the acid or the substance which can give H plus ion in any medium is called acid. What means it doesn't need any water or any medium. if any substance can give H plus ion in any medium is called acid. This acid is called defined by Brunestad-Lowry. Okay, now I discussed about the third definition of acid. It is the second definition. The definition is when any substance gives H plus ion in any media or any medium is called acid. Okay. And then the third definition of acid is Lewis acid. Lewis acid. The definition is that a substance which can take two electron is called acid. The definition is also define it acid. It can take two electron from ammonia. That means it is also an acid. Okay. Okay, we define three definition of acid. One is Arrhenius, the second is protonio definition, Brunstad-Lowry, and the third is Lewis acid. Okay, now we discuss about the properties of acid. What? The properties of acid. The acidic property or acid have some property which is identical to others. That means it have extra some property which can define an acid. Okay, the first property is taste. It is sour in taste. We take lemon which is sour in taste. The lemon have citric acid. Okay, then corrosive. It is corrosive. We all know that any acid touch in our skin, it will corrode and it can be harmful for our skin. Okay, litmus test. Litmus test means if we touch litmus paper to acid, it changes its color. That means which color? We have to know that acid changes blue litmus to red litmus. That means it converted blue to red. Okay, reaction with metal. I have to write some reaction here so that you can understand the reactions. Reaction with metal. We have to know when it react with metal, it will produce hydrogen gas. It will produce hydrogen gas. Okay, now then the next property of acid is reaction with carbonate. When acid react with carbonate or bicarbonate salt, it will produce carbon dioxide, salt and water. Okay, we have to memorize it. When acid react with carbonate or bicarbonate, it will produce carbon dioxide, water and salt. It is an identical property of acid that it reacts with carbonate and it will produce carbon dioxide, water and salt. When it reacts with bicarbonate, it will also produce salt, water and carbon dioxide. It is called sodium carbonate and it is called sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bisulfate, we will produce sodium bisulfate plus okay. So we discuss about reaction with carbonate, reaction with bicarbonate, reaction with metal. Then we have to discuss about reaction with alkali. Alkali means when it reacts with alkali, it will produce salt and water. It is also an identical reaction for acid. We have to balance the two portions of that reaction. Okay. Here it is an acid and it is an base or alkali. It will react with one another and it will produce salt and water. Okay. Then if we react with metallic oxide, it will if we react with metallic oxide, it will also produce salt and water. Okay. Here we discuss about the properties of acids. Now we discuss about the role of water in acid. We have to know that all the acid, the most of the acid react with some other metal, other element, but the acid are dissolved or have to put in water to dissociate into H plus ion. Okay, that means water is compulsory or water is needed to react with one another. Okay, the necessity of water is very. Okay, if we want to dissolve or dissociate the acid, we have to add some water. When sulfuric acid added in some water, it may produce aqueous solution of acid. Aqueous solution of acid. That means if we want to make aqueous solution, the water is needed. That's why the role of water is important for acid-base reaction. Okay, then concentrated acid. We have to know some concentrated acid and strong acid, weak acid. The acid which dissolve in water or dissociate into water completely is called the strong acid. It is the strong acid which dissociate or dissolve in water 100%. But here we discuss another acid, it's ethanoic acid or acetic acid. It may decompose or dissociate into CH3, COO minus and H plus, but this acid doesn't dissociate 100%. That means it's a weak acid and it's a strong acid. Okay, we complete or finish our class for today. Then the next class we will discuss about the definition of base, alkali, properties of alkali and pH scale. Okay, and be safe, stay at home and practice this chapter and the other chapters through your test paper. Thank you.